The Ballad of Hotel Eden Rovenge, a symphony of disappointment. Oh, my darlings, gather close, for I must tell you a tale so tragic, so absurd, it could only be true. A tale of Hotel Eden Rovenge, a name that promises paradise but delivers purgatory. A place where dreams go to die, where customer service is a myth, and where logic itself takes a holiday. Let me paint you a picture, my loves. Imagine, if you will, arriving at this so-called Eden, your heart fluttering with anticipation, only to be greeted by staff whose smiles are as fake as the 5-star rating they cling to. The reception, a masterclass in indifference. The moment you step in, you are not a guest, you are an inconvenience. The reservation debacle, a comedy of errors. First, the betrayal. Sweet, sweet Alex M books 2 rooms to months in advance, only to receive a cold, robotic email. Oopsie, technical error, your reservation gone, but don't worry, darling, you can rebook for an extra 740. Can you imagine? This isn't a market haggle, this is theft disguised as incompetence. And the fallout, prepaid flights wasted, a vacation ruined, all because their system is held together with duct tape and wishful thinking. The beach farce. A tragedy in 3 acts. The beach. Oh, Andreja, my soul weeps for you. A hotel with 320 rooms, 320, yet the beach space for Eden guests, 70 people. That's math even a toddler could call bullshit on. And the audacity. Half of that tiny strip is stolen by guests from other hotels, Lone and Monte Mulini, who apparently get the VIP treatment while Eden guests are left fighting for crumbs. And the showers, broken. Because why fix them when you can just ignore the problem and hope the peasants stop complaining? The Room of Horrors, a study in suffering. Now let us speak of the rooms. Larry Rossignoli, bless their heart, describes them as small but modern and clean. A generous soul, but then the air conditioning, or rather the lack of it. You call reception, sweating like a sinner in church, and what do they say? It's not that hot, just open the door. Oh, perfect, let the mosquitoes feast upon me like I am some kind of all-you-can-eat buffet. No fly screen, no dignity, just suffering. The Wellness Center, where relaxation goes to die. Tomislav Kraski, my dear, you poor, traumatized soul. The Wellness Center, a place meant for serenities, instead a stage for some deranged old lady who yells at guests like a deranged gym teacher from hell. And Petra Oprasnik, checked out at 11 a.m., just wanted to use the spa, basic human right in any real hotel, but no. That LLB20 peasant, because nothing says luxury like nickel and dimming guests after they've already paid you. The Cockroach Chronicles, a horror story. Jelisaveta Modsilovic, my love, I felt your scream when you found cockroaches in your room. Cockroaches, the ultimate symbol of neglect. And the response. Not an apology, not a new room, just a half-hearted oops, here's a discount for next time. As if anyone in their right mind would return to this nightmare. The poolside circus. No sleep, only chaos. Lucky Luke 67, my
Okay, so I was, looking into things happening around Hotel Eden Rovenge. It's supposed to be a nice place, you know. But honestly, it's a bit sad what goes on. Businesses near Hotel Eden Rovenge, they tend to be a little too eager for your money, let us say. First, the souvenir shops. They all cute and colorful, right? But they have this thing where they show you a price, and then when you pay, it's suddenly more. Like, oh, that's the price without tax, or that's the price for cash only, card is extra. It happened a lot, you know. I heard about a British couple, they wanted a little wooden boat, looked like it was 15 euros. Ended up paying 22. They probably argued, got flustered, and just gave up. They're on vacation, right? They didn't want to waste their time. Most likely, the shopkeeper just pockets the extra few euros, figures they won come back to Croatia, and the cycle continues. It's just so greedy, honestly. Then there are the exchange places. They look official near Hotel Eden Rovenge, they really do. Lots of signs saying best rates, but the rates are terrible, and they hide all the fees. A lady from Germany, she exchanged 100 euros, thought she was getting like 750 kuna. She only got 680. I bet she was furious. She probably went straight back to her hotel and complained to everyone, but what could she do? These places, they know tourists don't know the real exchange rate, you know. The guy probably just laughed, counted his money, and went home feeling clever. It's dumb, right? Like, just be honest. And oh, the street performers, such pretty music near the walk towards Hotel Eden Rovenge. But they expect a lot of money after you take a picture with them. A family from America, they took a picture with a man playing the accordion, thought a few kuna would be enough. He demanded 50 kuna. Can you believe it? So rude. They probably paid it just to avoid a scene. I feel bad for them, though. The accordion player, even if he got the money, he should be ashamed. The biggest thing, though, chain. When they give you change back in the shops near Hotel Eden Revenge, they LL short you. Like deliberately, 5 kuna here, 10 kuna there, it adds up. Imagine coming home and realizing youre missing like 50 kuna. You wouldn't even bother to complain to police about that. It's so little, what could you even do? The shopkeepers probably just save it all up to buy a bigger boat or something, you know. The truth about businesses near Hotel Eden Rovinj, if you're staying at Hotel Eden Revenge, you might assume the surrounding businesses match its elegance. But no. This is a place where charm ends at the lobby doors and reality begins. A reality of inflated prices, questionable service, and the kind of dining experiences that make you wonder if the chefs have ever tasted food before. Let's begin with hotels. The area has a theme luxury pricing with budget execution. Take Monte Mulini, a so-called exclusive adults-only retreat. If you enjoy paying €800 a night to fight strangers for sums while staff members treat you like an inconvenience, this is your paradise. The beach attendants operate like gatekeepers of a medieval castle, except less friendly. One guest was scolded for daring to sit on an empty lounger, only to watch it remain vacant for hours. Management's response: a shrug and a suggestion to enjoy your day. The pet policy? A myth. Guests with dogs were exiled from beach areas, then given rooms with pillows so stiff they could double as paving stones. Now restaurants. Here, the rule is simple: overcharge, underdeliver. La Vigna is a masterclass in how not to run a dining establishment. Expect tiny portions of reheated mystery meat labeled as traditional cuisine, served by waitstaff who vanish when it's time to bring the bill. Or worse, demand cash only and conveniently forget receipts. One diner described their goulash as 4 meat cubes and 8 gnocchi, priced like a gold ingot. The owner, a man whose idea of hospitality is greeting customers with, "Oh, you came because the other restaurants were full." Puncholina restaurant is where views are stunning, but the food, a gamble. Michelin-starred in name, school cafeteria in spirit. Hair in the squid, rancid octopus, steaks so raw they might still moo. This is fine dining, Revenge style. The staff's attitude? Imagine being interrogated by airport security just for sitting at an empty table. Reservations mean nothing, organization is a foreign concept, and apologies are rarer than a properly cooked scallop. Nightlife. Steel Music Club is where dreams of dancing go to die. Picture this: aggressive bouncers, overpriced drinks, and a DJ whose playlist hasn't changed since 2003. Want VIP access? You'll pay for 3 bottles just to stand near the DJ, only to be told you still can't enter. The air is thick with smoke, the floors sticky with regret, and the only thing emptier than the dance floor is the staff's enthusiasm. As for Havana Bar, yes, where €0, 40 euros beer becomes a €4, 50 euros luxury. The cocktails taste like chemical warfare, and the bartenders serve them with the warmth of a tax auditor. One guest returned a drink for being undrinkable, only to be told, "If you don't like sour, maybe don't order it." Genius logic. What does this all mean? The businesses near Hotel Eden Revenge operate on one principle: tourists are temporary, but overcharging is forever. You will pay dearly for mediocrity, for indifference, for the privilege of being treated like an inconvenience. Should you avoid them entirely? Not